for those of you who hopped on maybe after I said this, we're going to be doing a good amount of twisting tonight. So we're going to be focusing on unwinding both the spine physically and rinsing out the internal organs and kind of improving our digestion and unwinding from a physical standpoint, but from a mental, emotional standpoint, there can be some unwinding that takes place as well. And a lot of us are holding on to things, are starting to feel cooped up or pent up, and or if you're like me, you're also recovering from a injury, so you can kind of visualize that unwinding as well. So whatever it is for you, just kind of call that to mind and set that intention of, here's what it is that I want to unwind tonight. And it could just be physical, right? It could just be, I am sitting on my couch a lot, or I am sitting at my desk a lot with nowhere to really walk because I'm working from home. So there could be a lot of different factors that are keeping you pent up right now. You just want to unwind whatever that is. So with your next breath in, draw your knees into your chest and start to make circles with your knees. We'll take the circles around to the right. And then we'll take those circles around to the left. You're ready. And then let go of your knees, and you're going to drop your knees off to the right, open up your arms, and if it's comfortable for your neck, allow your head to drop to the left. So knees are to the right, head is to the left. Our first gentle twist of the night. And with twists, I always like to think about our breath as aiding that twist. So as you inhale, your spine can get a little bit longer, a little bit taller, even as you lay reclined. And as you exhale, you can deepen that twist a little bit more. So with the gentle twist, your shoulder falls a little bit further and heavier toward the floor. Your knees fall a little bit heavier the opposite direction. And then draw your awareness toward your middle, toward your abdominals, where the bulk of that twisting takes place. Nice deep breath so that oxygen can flow to your internal organs through circulation. And as you exhale, just releasing and unwinding whatever it is that's been pent up for you. And with your next breath in, draw those knees back into your chest. And as you exhale, dropping them off to the left, opposite side. Arms are open this time. If it's comfortable for your neck, your head is going to be off to the right. And if there's any pain from dropping your head to the right, you can just stare straight up at the ceiling. So there shouldn't be discomfort in these twists. You can always move ever so slightly. We already know that your postures are going to look a lot different from mine, and the posture of the person in the square next to you is going to look a lot different. So don't feel like you have to have anything perfect. Move around. Find those subtle adjustments tonight until you feel like you can unwind and release in that twist. And continuing some deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax into that twist. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And with your next exhale, coming back to center, inhale, draw your knees into your chest. And then you're going to start to rock and roll through your spine. So again, I can't do this all that well, but you're going to start to pump your legs like you're on a swing. You won't be using your hands like I am. And you're going to just start to gain some momentum until you can swing all the way through and come into a tabletop position. So coming into your tabletop, just start off right away with a few rounds of cat-cow. So on your inhale, dropping your belly, head comes up, heart comes forward. Exhale, pressing through your hands, knees, tops of your feet, round your spine. And continue breath to movement like that. Inhale and exhale, rounding through through your spine. You've got your knees hip distance apart, your wrists are directly below your shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round through your spine twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Staying in this tabletop position, find a nice neutral spine. We're going to do a few rounds of what I call thread the needle, but it's going to be twisting that upper back. So you're going to take your left hand, take it underneath your right. Inhale, bring that left hand to the sky. Exhale, reach that left hand under the right. Inhale, takes it up. Exhale, reaching under. We're going to do 3 more like that. Breath to movement. Inhale up. Exhale, under. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one, reaching up. Exhale, taking that left arm all the way underneath the right. So nice twist for the upper back. Lay that left ear down on the floor. Or if that's a little bit too much, you can grab a pillow or a block. Put that left ear on your support, on your prop, and then the right arm is going to go up. I'm realizing that I will now kind of be entering that phase where I'm going to use a lot more props. So don't feel like you have to always use them if I am. But you might get some new ideas if props are something that you need. I like to think of blocks as just something that brings the earth, your mat, whatever it is, a little bit closer to you so you can get a little bit more comfortable. Staying here for one more breath. And then with your next inhale, pressing through that right hand, taking that left arm to the sky one more time, and then we're going to switch sides. So now your left hand's going to stay. Right arm is going to reach under the left. Inhale, takes the right arm up. Exhale, right arm under. Inhale takes you up. And under 3 more times. Just taking note of how open you feel through that upper back and shoulders. This might be a difficult one if you've been sitting a lot. Good. One more time, taking it up. And then threading that right arm underneath the left. And then again, if you did on the opposite side, maybe placing a prop underneath your head, a pillow, a block, whatever you've got, and then hanging out here for about 5 breaths. Last inhale and exhale. And bring that left hand back, pressing through your left hand. Inhale, take your right arm up to the sky. Good. And then if you have a block or a prop, just set it off to the side. We're going to go ahead and right away find this first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips, pressing up and back. Take your time to take any movements that you need. So I always like to start with pedaling out my feet, which means I'm straightening one leg while I bend the other one. So taking one heel toward the floor, and then switching, other heel comes toward the floor. My first downward facing dog, my knees are also bent quite a bit more than my downward dogs toward the end of my practice. So again, not trying to force ourselves into any postures too quickly. Another couple of breaths while you're still moving and settling in. And then find some stillness in that downward facing dog, and you're going to come high on your toes, and then you're going to bend your knees a lot, pressing through your hands to create a nice long spine, and then tilt your tailbone up toward the sky, and then slowly start to take your heels toward the mat. 2 breaths here. We'll inhale high on our toes, exhale. Bend your knees, walking up to the top of your mat. Your feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Mine are about mat distance apart. And I only bring your attention to this in case you're watching and looking at, how you should be aligned. But likely your feet are much narrower, about hip distance apart, and then hang heavy. Grab opposite elbows and sway side to side in that ragdoll forward fold. Releasing your hands here, and again, if you have a prop or a block, you might want it. We're going to do some gentle twists in this forward fold. So bend that right knee, right hand stays down, left arm comes up. If this is too much, you can also take your left hand just to your lower back or to your left hip, whatever feels comfortable for you. So reaching your left arm high. You can be either looking at your left fingertips, or again, if that's not very comfortable, you can look down at your right hand. One more inhale. As you exhale, release, changing sides. So now you're going to bend your left knee, left arm down, right arm up, twisting, opposite side. And trying here to keep our hips square. So even though one knee is bent, trying to keep alignment in our hips as we twist through the upper body. One more breath in. As you exhale, release your hands. You're going to inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, taking your arms up. Exhale, bringing your hands to your heart, closing your eyes. Thumbs come to your heart center. Chin is parallel with the floor, just taking a moment to take a few breaths. Again, we're still kind of warming up our practice, settling in. You know, for some of you on the East Coast, it's toward the end of your day. West Coast, maybe you're just finishing up work, so it just takes us some time to settle into our practice. It doesn't always happen all that quickly. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Inhale, taking your arms up. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Pointer finger extended, arcing off to the right. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, arcing left. Inhale, up. You're going to let go of the hands. You're going to take your left hand to your right hip, reach your right hand back. So the left fingers are going to act as just a guide to keep your right hip bones pointed forward toward the top of your mat as you reach back with your right fingers. And then switch sides. Take that right hand around for the left hip and guide the hips to stay square as you reach behind you with that left hand. One more inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming back to center, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, starting your vinyasa, plant your hands, stepping back to your plank or your push-up position. Inhale here, option to drop to your knees or even right back to downward facing dog, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, tops of the feet. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale up on your toes, exhale, bend your knees, walking forward, top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. And from here, we're going to leave our right foot forward. Take your left foot back, both hands on the inside of that right foot. And we're going to twist here. Option to have your left hand on a block or on your mat, and you're going to twist. Take your right arm toward the sky. Draw your right knee in toward your body. Really squeeze everything in. Holding here for another 3, 2, and 1. Drop the back knee. So drop that left knee and just see how much further you can twist in your upper body when you take your legs and that strength out of it. And then reach your right hand behind you. Maybe your eyes follow your hand, or your head can be just relaxed, chin pointed toward the mat. Nice, and then release that right hand, roll the hips back, straighten through that forward leg. 3 breaths in a nice gentle stretch for that forward right hamstring. With your next inhale, bend through that forward knee, and you're going to take your arms, reach up to the sky. Exhale, open up at the elbows, take your hips slightly forward, and open up the heart. With your next breath in, reaching up. Exhale, gentle twist. So you've got your left hand on the outside of your right knee, your right hand reaching back. Inhale, you grow a little bit taller. Exhale, deepen that twist, using your breath. And then take that right hand, reach it around for your left hip. And you're going to stay twisted in the torso. You're going to reach your left arm up and back behind you, getting some length through the front side of the left hip flexor, left psoas, your obliques. Holding here for another 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. You're going to place your hands around that forward right foot. Step your left foot forward and your right foot back. Nice. And then we're going to go ahead and twist once again. So that right hand stays down, that left arm is up in a twist. Draw that left knee in toward your body, squeezing, hugging everything in as you twist through the spine. Use your breath. Good. Holding here for another 3, 2, and 1. Release that right knee down. So you're still in that twist, but now the legs are out of it. Keep twisting. Reach that left hand behind you. Good. Hugging that left knee in. And holding here for 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, release. Press the hips back. And surrender, forward fold over that forward left leg. You might like some props here in this posture too, depending on how open your hamstrings are. You might like to have a block or two, one on either side of that forward leg. Again, it just depends on you, your body. You might discover that sometimes you use more props certain days, and then other days you don't need them as much. My practice definitely changes, even session to session. So it really just depends on what you've been up to and how you've slept even. So bring those props in when you need them. And then inhale, bend that left knee, take your arms up. Exhale, open up at the elbows, send the hips forward slightly as you open up your heart. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, gentle twist, right hand on the outside of the left knee. Left hand is behind you. Using that breath, inhale, grow a little bit taller through the spine. And exhale, twist just a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be these huge movements. Even just fractions of an inch, just the slightest deepening of a posture has a ton of benefits. So don't feel like you have to be, going too much deeper when I say those things. Left hand comes around for the right hip. Stay twisted in the torso and take your right hand up and back behind you, reaching, gaining some length through the right hip, right psoas, right oblique. And hold here, 3, 2, and 1. Release. This time we're going to take it through a vinyasa, so step that left foot back, either right back to downward facing dog, or exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, you're going to take your feet as wide as the mat. Keep your feet on your mat just so you have that grip, but you've got wider feet. And then I want you to walk your hands back, maybe just a hand length, okay? So you've got this square pose with your hands and your feet. Now, you're gonna move your right hand into the middle of the mat. So now your right hand and your feet make a triangle. And then you're gonna take your left hand, reaching under and across for your right leg. So it can be your thigh, it can be your shin, it can be your left hand to your right foot, whatever you've got. And then you're going to use your left hand to pull you under and twist through the spine. And don't worry about the range of motion here. Want to be pain-free, holding here for another breath. And as you release, your left hand is going to replace the right. Right hand reaches under and across for that left leg. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, especially that right one. So you're trying to twist, but by relaxing through the shoulders. And then releasing that right hand. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the bottom. Exhale, roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Let your torso hang heavy. Inhale, arms up, step your feet hip distance apart now. Grab onto that left wrist and arc off to the right. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, arcing left. Exhale. Nice. One more time each side. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale left. Inhale up, exhale, arms come nice and wide, a big swan dive toward your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, you're gonna walk your hands out nice and slow back to that push-up position. Inhale here, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna come high on our toes, bend your knees, walk or hop up to the top of your mat. Forward fold, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms up, step your feet together. Exhale, hands to heart. So your feet are all the way together, your big toes are touching, your knees are touching. We're gonna prep for our chair pose here. We're gonna do a few different variations on chair. So if you didn't love chair enough already, you're gonna enjoy it even more. So legs are together, big toes together. With your next inhale, sitting down and back, and then tuck your tailbone slightly. So as you tuck your tailbone, you're engaging the abdominals here. Nice. From here, you're gonna twist to the right. So take your left fingertips to the right leg, reach your right hand behind you. Try and keep your hips square, and square by, both hip bones are facing the front of your mat. Sink a little lower here. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. So you got your right fingertips on the left leg. You've got your left hand reaching behind you, and then sink a little lower. Keep the tuck in the tailbone. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we're going to twist to the right. You guys might be able to get your left elbow on your right knee. I can't at all. So I'm going to just twist like this in the air, which you're welcome to do. If you can get your elbow to your knee, do that now. And then transfer your weight to your right leg. You're going to step your left leg back. I'm going to go ahead and open up my arms. And if you can get your left elbow to your right knee, and you want to stay there, go for it. All right. Nice. I'm going to hold this deep lunge twist for another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, taking the arms up straight in the forward leg, and then you're going to find your warrior 2 on the right side. I'm going to flip around just so I'm not turning my back to you. We've got warrior 2 on the right. Nice. And take a peek down at your right knee, making sure your right knee is right directly over the right toes. Nice. And holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten both legs, reach up nice and high. So you've got a wide leg forward bend coming. Inhale here, exhale, forward fold. Both hands are coming down toward your mat. And we're gonna throw in a little twist in this forward fold. So if you were using props already tonight, you're gonna want it again. I'm gonna leave my right hand down, my left arm is going to come up for a twist. And in this wide leg forward bend, bring your awareness, your attention to your spine, and just imagine length from your tailbone to the crown of your head. So even though you're in a forward fold, see if you can lengthen that spine with each inhale and exhale. Go ahead and release, changing sides. And left hand down, right arm is up now. And sometimes it's just visualizing more space between your vertebrae. Sometimes it's just visualizing your breath being sent to the length of your spine. You may not even, to the naked eye, be moving at all, but it's that intention of finding more space, more length, more breath. All of those things matter. And releasing the right hand down, Go ahead and hang out in that forward fold for another breath or two. And then go ahead, come around so that your hands are around that right leg. You're going to step your feet together and then find that vinyasa. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in that downward facing dog or child's pose, up to you. I don't think I said it at the beginning of this practice, but anytime you need a break, child's pose, so right here, always available to you. So this last breath in our downward facing dog, inhale high on your toes, bend your knees, hop or step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, big toes touch. Together once again. Exhale, hands to your heart. Prepping for another round of twisting with our chair pose. So with your next inhale breath, sitting back into your chair, arms are up, tuck your tailbone. Exhale, hands to your heart. And this time we're going to send our right hand forward and our left hand back. So our arms are open in this twist. Again, squeezing the knees together and keeping those hips facing forward. Sink a little lower in that chair. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist the other way. Nice. Squeeze those knees together. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. So again, we're going to twist. My twist is going to look a little bit different than yours, or maybe the same, I don't know. But right elbow this time to left knee. Good. And once you've got a nice posture there, you're going to transfer your weight to that left leg, send that right foot back. Deep lunge twist. I'm going to open my arms up right away. But perhaps you're sunken down a little further with the right elbow on the left knee, holding here for one more breath in. And exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, open up to your warrior 2 on the left side. Good. And that warrior 2, again, checking in on our knees. Always want to make sure our joints are nice and aligned, that our left knee is directly pointed over the left toes. Good. I'm holding here for another breath in and out. Inhale, straighten that left leg, wide leg forward bend again. This time we're going to exhale, take our hands behind our back. Inhale, pull your fists away. Open up through the chest and the heart. Exhale, forward fold. A nice bound, wide leg forward bend. And then let your head hang nice and heavy so that the crown of your head is directly pointed at the floor. Start to shake your head out, yes and no. And then release your hands toward the floor and take both hands off to the left. Again, blocks are great for this posture as well. And don't feel like you just need to use one. If you want to stack a couple things, a couple of blocks, I have some folks that I work with that will stack 3 blocks up, one on top of the other. So there is no right or wrong. Just figure out the prop system you need to make your practice more enjoyable. And then changing sides. Two more breaths here. Good. Releasing back to center, and then start to walk your hands back around toward the top of your mat. Moving through a vinyasa here. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to leave our left leg where it is. Inhale, take that right leg up, bend your knees, stack your hips. Roll open on the right side. Start to circle out your right ankle. And then change directions of that ankle circle. One more breath in. As you exhale, warrior 1 on the right. So you're going to take your right foot all the way in between your hands. Hips are square, shoulders are square, arms are up. Nice. Good. Exhale. Open up at the elbows. Tuck those hips slightly, open up the heart. And inhale, send those hands back up. Pressing strong through the back leg as well. You know we're feeling it in that forward leg, but that back leg is important. Stay engaged and press through the outside edge of that left foot. One more inhale. As you exhale, straighten the right leg and forward fold over that right leg. So I need my blocks. You might want to prop here as well. So hips are square, shoulders are square, and forward fold now over that forward right leg. And we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths, and then we're going to get ready for our triangle pose, Trikonasana on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and flip around so that I'm not turning my back to you when we open up in that triangle. And we still got that right leg forward. And now, if you have a triangle pose in your practice and you want to go ahead and open up, go for it now. You might take your peace fingers and grab that big toe and open up here. Otherwise, your hand can be on the inside of that right foot. Your right hand might be on a block. Just open up that left arm. I'm gonna take my block even higher because I notice that when I have a little bit more of a prop, my spine can open up even more. So I'm able to get more length through my back. And maybe, you know, the stretch isn't as deep for my legs, but that's okay with me tonight. So you decide what you'd like this posture to be for you. And then you're gonna take your left hand to your left hip, put a little bit of a bend in that right knee. So both legs are still straight now. Reach up and back with that right arm. So working to get length from that right big toe to your right fingertips. And then release. Both hands are on your hips now. You're gonna step your left foot out just an inch or 2. So just enough so that you can square your hips. And we're gonna come into a revolved triangle. So from here, you're gonna open up your arms. So left hand is forward, right hand is back, and then start to reach forward and down for that block, for the floor, whatever it is that you're going for. And here we go, I'm gonna stack 2 blocks for this one for my revolved triangle. So I just notice, you know, I give myself a little more space with the blocks, and all of a sudden I can twist. My spine feels so much better as well. One more inhale and exhale. Good. And release. Back into that forward fold. You're gonna bend through the forward right knee. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Same thing on the other side. Leave that right foot where it is. Inhale that left leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips, rolling open, and then rotate through that left ankle. Nice big circles. And then change the direction of that circle. Squaring off the hips. Inhale here, exhale. Warrior 1. On the left, bring that left foot all the way through. You got squared hips. Hips are square, shoulders are square, back, right foot is at about a 45-degree angle, and opening up, taking the arms up. Again, exhale, bending at the elbows, tucking your hips slightly, open the heart up to the sky, and then re-extend those arms up. Draw the abdominals in with each inhale and exhale. One more inhale here, exhale, forward fold as you straighten that forward left leg, maybe bringing blocks if you'd like. 2 more breaths here, and then prepping for that Trikonasana triangle pose on the left. I'm gonna spin around for y'all again. And then whatever expression of triangle pose you took on the other side, go ahead and take that now. So left hand stays down, right arm opens up. Both legs are straight. Think about your shoulders staying stacked, right shoulder on top of left, and your hips stacked, right hip on top of left as well. Staying for 1 more breath. And then bring your right hand down to your right hip. Put a little bit of a bend in that forward left knee just so that you can support yourself as you reach up and back. Both legs are straight, looking to get length from that left big toe to the left fingertips. And then release. Left hand comes to your left hip. And I want you to step that right foot out just slightly so that you can square the hips. And then we're going to revolve our triangle. So right hand is forward, left arm is back, opening up here, and then reaching forward and down for that block, for the floor, for that revolved triangle on the left side. And again, I'm stacking a couple of blocks, and when I feel ready, opening up into that triangle or revolved triangle pose. And let's hold here for another 3, 2, and 1. Release the blocks, release your hands, stepping left foot back to meet the right. Vinyasa here, inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, just press back to your child's pose, and as you do that, I want you to thread your left arm underneath the right again. So now we're in child's pose, so it's a little bit different than when we were in that tabletop, a lot more twisting just for the shoulder. I'm going to bring a block underneath my head as I twist off to the right. And hold here for about 5 breaths. I want you to be able to really sink into this pose. I want you to draw your mind back to what that intention was at the beginning of your practice. What are you looking to unwind? What are you looking to unwind? What has come up for you in the last week? I shared a couple of personal things that have been going on at home, my injury, things like that, those are the things that I'm calling to mind that I want to physically unwind, emotionally unwind, and just restore some of the calm back into my life, some of the order. So for you, what is it? It might be something physical, could be something mental or emotional. It doesn't require you to physically do anything. Let's change sides as you're in this twist. As I said, sometimes the intention is enough to make that shift in your mindset, enough to make some physical shifts in the body. Nice and heavy in this pose for 2 more breaths. And slowly coming up here. And since we're here, go ahead and bring your knees together, and if it's comfortable, sit back on your heels. If it's completely uncomfortable, feel free to come into any seated position that is comfortable for you. If this is uncomfortable, but you feel like you just need a block, you could take a block and slide it underneath your sit bones so that you're propped up a little bit higher, right? So you can use your prop that way. But again, if sitting back on your heels just isn't doing it for you, feel free to come into any seated posture that you would like, and then place your hands on your knees. We're going to inhale, send your chest forward, arc the spine, exhale, round through the spine. Twice more like that, inhale, One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, nice and tall, take your arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. So sitting up nice and tall. We've done all sorts of twists. Haven't done any seated yet. So just feeling the difference in your spine. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. If you are working from home right now, this is an excellent pose and movement, changing signs again, that you can do in your chair. Highly recommend that you take some breaks throughout the day to do some gentle spinal twists. Other side. You'll notice a big difference in how you feel, especially if you are sitting for the majority of your day right now. Inhale up. Let's take one more pose here. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Shifting your hips toward the left. Get a nice long stretch through the left side of your body. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Shifting your weight toward the right. Inhale, taking your arms up. Exhale, planting your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Find that downward facing dog. Inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, right foot in between your hands. Left hand down, right arm up, twist. And release that right hand, either all the way down to the floor or onto a block. And you're gonna open up that left arm. Holding just for a breath. Transition into warrior two on the right side. Holding just for an inhale, exhale, extended side angle, right elbow to right knee, left arm reaches up and over your ear. 3 breaths here. Reaching with the left fingertips. One more inhale as you exhale, reverse your warrior. So take your right arm up and back, the lunge and the right leg stays. Really reaching through the torso. Inhale, exhale, release. Hands down on either side of that right foot. Vinyasa here. Inhale, maybe drop into the knees. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, left foot in between your hands, staying on those back toes. Right arm down, left arm up, twist. Good, holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Left hand comes down, maybe to a block, maybe to the inside of the left foot. Opening up the right hand toward the sky. Keep a nice bend in that left knee. And then you're gonna just shift up into that warrior two, holding the warrior two just for the transition. Inhale here, exhale, extended side angle. 2 more breaths here. With your next inhale breath, reverse exalted warrior. Reaching that left arm up and back, keeping the lunge in the left leg and the length through the torso. Inhale here, exhale, release. Hands come down either side of that left foot. Step the left foot back and vinyasa here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath. Inhale high on the toes, exhale bend your knees, walk it or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale fold. Inhale the arms up, exhale hands to heart. I'm going to turn and face you guys. We're doing a little balancing before we come down to our mat. So if you have a, I don't see mine handy here, but if you have a yoga strap or a towel or anything like that, you might want to use as a prop. What we'll do is shift your weight. I'm going to mirror you guys. So shift your weight into your left foot and then hands on your hips. Inhale, take your right knee up to 90 degrees. Okay, you're going to have a couple of modification options here. And of course, since we're twisting tonight, we're going to do a little bit of that too. So option to stay here with your left hand on the outside of the left knee. The right arm can come out, right? You're here. Option to grab the inside of your left big toe. This is where the strap would come in handy if I had it with me. And then option to straighten that left leg and then open up the arm as well. So you can try that with a strap. You can try it with your peace fingers and just hold for another 3, 2, coming out when you're ready, nice and slow, same way that you came in, and then shake out both legs. I think I see my strap. I'm just gonna grab it because I'm for sure gonna need it when I twist. All right, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Shift your weight into your right leg now, hands on your hips, inhale, coming up with 90 degrees in that left leg. Option to just stay here, or if you did so on the opposite side, maybe you'll bring your peace fingers to that big toe, and again, waiting until you find your balance to straighten, and maybe you don't straighten at all and you're just working on your hips, but up to you, wherever you're at. Finding your drishti, which is the gaze, something immovable in front of you that you want to stare at. It helps you hold your balance. Nice. Whenever you're ready, you can let go of that balance pose. Stay for a few solid breaths, and then coming out when you feel ready. Very nice. Nice job, guys. My legs are burning a little bit from that. So now we're gonna do one more round on each side. I'm gonna grab my strap. So it'll take me a minute to set this up. If you want, if you're like, you've got a towel handy and you wanna grab that, feel free. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use the strap and I'm gonna step on it with my, with my right foot. So I'm gonna step on the strap with my right foot. And then I am going to, same thing, raise the legs. So if you don't have a strap, you're going to start out the same way. The difference is you are going to hold with that opposite hand. So now, if you're here, you're twisting, right? If you want to try to hold onto that outside edge of that foot, which I'm not going to reach for, I'm going to use my strap. You're going to hold on to the outside edge of that foot with your opposite hand, straighten, and then you're going to twist. Nice. So think nice and tall through the spine. You want to stay up tall. You don't want to be like leaning way forward. So that's where the props come in handy. Whatever can keep you nice and tall. And then coming out whenever you feel ready. And then shaking out the leg. Very, very nice. Not the easiest balance pose at all, but it is one of my favorites. So I wanted to throw it in there for you guys. If you haven't done it before, it's a great one to work toward and be testing progress and all that kind of fun stuff. So now, stepping on the strap with your left foot, if you've got a strap or a towel, and then you're going to bend that knee, same thing. You're going to start out here before you even straighten. Just see how you do with the bent knee twisting. This is still incredibly great for balance. And if you wanted to straighten that leg, reach for the outside edge of the foot or the shin or the towel, whatever you've got, and then stay holding nice and tall and twisting here. Using your breath in your balance. So if you find yourself holding your breath, you gotta back out a little bit. The breath aids balance in so many great ways. Nice deep breaths, and then when you feel like you've really had a nice solid run with the balance, coming out, shaking out the legs, shaking out the arms. Take your time, come back to the top of your mat, and one more vinyasa here. Inhale, taking the arms up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back. Maybe dropping to those knees if you'd like. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, dropping to your knees. And we're going to come into a seated butterfly. So soles of the feet together, knees wide. And don't worry, for those of you who are like, where's pigeon? She skipped pigeon this week. We're going to do pigeon when we lie on our back. So I won't forget about that, one of the best poses. So So from here, inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward and reach. Sitting back nice and deep in the hips. Seated on our mat, starting to slow our breath down. Slow our heart rate down as we relax. And sitting up, keeping your left leg in, your right leg comes out. Turn your upper body toward that extended leg. Inhale here, and exhale, forward fold. And changing sides, walking the hands back up, drawing the other leg in, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, release. Walk your hands back up, and you're going to extend both legs in front of you. Another one I'm not going to quite demo, but I think you'll be able to get it from what I'm saying. You're going to sit up. We've done this a few times. I think all of us together sit up with your arms in front of you like you're holding a platter, and then you're going to take a nice breath in. As you exhale, tuck your hips and slowly roll down onto your back, and try to go down vertebrae by vertebrae as slow as you can, without pain of course, but coming down vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down onto your backs. Once you get down onto your back, I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Okay, nice job. Some of you aren't even down yet. Great. Some nice core work to end your practice. And then draw those knees in. Good. And from here, coming into reclined pigeon pose, taking your right ankle over your left knee, and perhaps this is enough, depending on how your hips feel tonight. Otherwise, you can draw that figure 4 into your chest. I send my right hand through my legs, gripping both hands around my left knee or my left shin. And in your reclined pigeon, trying to, again, become nice and heavy on your mat, trying to let your hips sink into the mat, your upper back. It's nice and flat, straight. Relaxing any tension through your neck and shoulders. And changing sides when you're ready. And so as we take some of these more restorative postures on our back, where you're able to rest a little bit more, breathe a little bit more deeply, that's when it's a great time to recall those intentions that you set. What are you looking to unwind or unravel or get to the root of right now? And it's not meant to be something where you figure it all out right now in this 60-minute practice, but just bringing your mind to it. And sometimes I find that it helps even if I just ask for some guidance. I just ask for an answer, ask for a sign, ask for some guidance. For those of you who know me pretty well, you've probably heard some wild stories about some of the guidance I've received, and not in that moment, right? So it's just opening yourself to it, opening yourself up to unwinding, releasing, unraveling something, and then sometimes the answers hit you smack in the middle of nowhere, and it kind of sends you reeling. But point being is that you want to just open yourself up to something different, to unraveling and releasing whatever has been bound up that you just want to see gone. And then let's take our feet to the floor, open up your arms nice and wide, and then drop your knees to the right, and then drop them to the left. So just move them through range of motion, so not really staying for any period of time here. And And so open up your feet as wide as your mat, and then take both knees off to the right. Both knees off to the right, head looking off to the left. Inhale back to center, both knees off to the left, head looking off to the right. And inhale back to center. This is your opportunity for any last posture that you need, that I haven't called out, that maybe you want more of. So some options are reclined butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Perhaps a happy baby, knees coming in towards your shoulders, feet up to the sky. Maybe a plow pose, which I can't, unfortunately, it's like one of my favorites, can't really demo that. But plow pose is where you have your feet up and over your head and your neck nice and neutral, nice stretch for the back, for the spine. But whatever you need, just take another minute or so to move how you need to move. If you do have blocks or props, maybe placing a block right beneath your tailbone. And if you do that, it should feel like just a nice shelf. It should feel nice and comfortable. Shouldn't have any pain. If there's discomfort, move that block around. If you haven't done so already, releasing any remaining control you have over your breathing. So if you've been engaged in Ujjayi Pranayama with your lips sealed and the tongue to your roof of your mouth, just allow your breath to relax. We still want intention there. We still want deep inhales and exhales, but just a little more free flowing, a little more what feels natural as you rest and get ready for your Shavasana. We'll take 3 more breaths in whichever pose you're in, however you're choosing to end your practice. And with that final inhale, preparing to move, exhale, letting your legs come nice and long, opening up your hands, palms are up, feet are nice and relaxed, rolled off to the side. Resting in your Shavasana. And taking a scan of your body from head to toe, relaxing the muscles through your face, jaw, and your neck. Shoulders come down away from your ears, your upper body resting heavy on your mat, releasing your abdominals, taking a nice deep belly breath, and your hips are nice and heavy, quadricep muscles, hamstrings, fronts and backs of the legs are nice and relaxed. From your knees all the way down to your toes, out through the bottoms of your feet, just resting, receiving. start to deepen your breath. Inhales through the nose, exhales through your mouth. That exhale, releasing. Take 3 more nice deep breaths like that. Inhale through the nose, exhale through your mouth. Reach our arms up above our head. Flex our feet, press through your heels. Big inhale as you exhale, rolling off to your right or your left side. Resting here just for a moment. And then pressing up into seated position. Whatever comfortable seat feels good to you. Let your eyes stay closed, bowing your chin to your chest. Hands are open or down on your knees, whichever is comfortable. Let's take our chin parallel with the floor. Let's sit up nice and tall in the spine. A couple breaths, just imagining more space in between those vertebrae, sitting nice and tall. Thank you all so much for joining me. I missed everybody last week. I realize super excited to teach tonight and to see everyone. So thank you for continuing to show up, for continuing to come and be here and be present and connect in the way we can right now with one another. It's not quite the same as practicing together in a studio, but I think the energy is there, the intention is there, and I hope to keep seeing everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. See you next time. Namaste.